HealthFutures.com. I'm Paul Thomas.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of Money Radio staff, management, or advertisers, and do not represent an offer to buy or sell any securities. Some interviews heard on this program may be sponsored by the participants. It's time for Health Futures with Cypress Home Care Solutions, Bob Roth. This is Arizona's only show dedicated to providing you with expert advice on how to live a longer, healthier, and happier life. To learn more, call 602-264-8009. That's 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Bob Roth.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Health Futures, Taking Stock in You. I'm your host, Bob Roth, and it must be Friday, and indeed it is. The first Friday of June. It is June the 7th. We're coming at you live from the Money Radio studios right here in the Scottsdale Air Park. It's a beautiful June in Scottsdale. I think the high today is going to be 101. At least it's not 115 or 120. We'll take it, and boy, man, oh man, did we get away with really awesome May. I think we only had one day over 100. So we have a few less days of summer here in Arizona. We're very thankful for it. So I have a special treat here today. I've got a number of guests here in the studio. And if you're just tuning in for the very first time, Health Futures is about how our older adult population can live a healthier, happier life. And how do we do this? We bring extraordinary guests to the show. And today's no different. I've got a couple of repeat guests. One who actually is the boss man here of the place. So let me just start here in the room and just tell our listening audience who we have with us. I've got James Helmuth, who is a repeat performer and a repeat guest to the show. Welcome to the show, James.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And James has got a company called America's Wellness Clinic. And for those that don't remember that, it is EliteBodyLLC.com or AmericaWellnessClinic.com. Oh,
actually, I'd like to go with ArizonaPainClinic.com on this one.
All right, ArizonaPainClinic.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, James, thank you for correcting me on that one.
That's all right.
It's Friday, you know. It's been a crazy week, and we're getting ready to roll into the weekend, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about in a second. Also here in the studio, I have two guests here, and they're from Onyx Body Wellness. I've got Julie Brassfield, who is the owner. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. And I've also got Jared Brassfield. There is a little bit of relations there. Jared is the son of Julie. Jared, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here on the show. And then the big the boss man here at the show, a repeat guest, Ron R.C. Cohen, Radio Ron, welcome to the show. Good to have you.
Always good to be here, Bob, on Health Futures.
And you know what? I talked about this weekend, and I think this is really one of the things I wanted you to be on the show, is really to talk about this exciting event that is happening tomorrow right here in Scottsdale.
Well, thanks, Bob, and we'll see you tomorrow as well as our guests here today. What we're talking about is Financial Fest 2019, our 26th annual event. This is the time, and many of you already know this because many of you have been to this event and go every year, but this is the time we all get together. It's kind of like the big KFNN Money Radio party. We bring together a lot of the speakers, a lot of the hosts, a lot of the listeners, a lot of the companies that you hear on this radio station, and we get all the listeners together, as many that are willing to come, and we have a good time. We learn things. There's seminars, there's presentations, but it's all free, and all you got to do is show up. In fact, you can go and get all the information at financialfest.com, or you go to moneyradio.com and you click on the Financial Fest icon. Either way, you can register. We're going to be closing off registration, Bob, probably in a couple of hours, and then you'll have to come register at the door. But either way, just come. Whether you come for an hour, you spend the whole day. It's from 8 to 4 p.m. It's at the old Chaparral Suites, the Embassy Suites Hotel at Chaparral and Scottsdale Road. It's in the back conference center. There's parking right there. It's air conditioned. This year we've got food and beverage available for sale. so that people don't have to go elsewhere. They can come and get some coffee in the morning, or a bagel, or a bite to eat, or lunch, while they're enjoying the various speakers and seminars and perusing the exhibits. And Bob, we've got two great guests here today in the healthcare field that we'll be talking to, thanks to you, that will be at Financial Fest, as well as Cypress HomeCare.
Thank you, and I will tell you, it is an extraordinary event, and it's free, right? Register online.
What else you got to do tomorrow?
It's going to be hot tomorrow.
Yeah, but not too hot, so you can get in the car and you can come and park, and and we'll have plenty of refreshments there, and it's a great day. We've got some of our really good speakers coming in town, and again, some of the unique companies that are there, some mainstays that you see every year, but a lot of new companies as well. So there's always a reason, if you've been to Financial Fest, to come see it year after year.
Well, and one of the big featured guests there that I see in the program is Barry Goldwater Jr.
Yeah, that's terrific. I had a chance to meet Barry. He's no stranger to KFNN's been on our station a couple of times. And for those of the listeners that know the very rich legacy of the Goldwater family, I think Barry will take us on a journey, both of what's taken place throughout his career and his family's career, and tell us where he's headed today.
The scary thing is when I see him, he looks just like his dad. He's got the same jawline. I mean, he's a spitting image. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, and now let's bring this home to Health Futures, because right. I think as we all get older, we start looking like our parents, right, Bob?
We do, and I've been privileged to have my pop here on the show. He's actually sat in the seat that you're sitting in right now, Noodles.
That's right.
And a lot of people say that we look a little bit alike.
Most people think that I act like my parents.
Well, listen, I want to bounce it over to James, because he's only here for at least the first segment. So I want to really talk a little bit about what you're doing over at your company. You got this product. It's ARP Wave. Is that? Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Absolutely. ARP Wave is, it's an FDA Class 2 medical device, and a lot of people have pain, but the problem is that everybody wants to treat where the pain is. With ARP Wave, we are able to find the origin and treat the origin. So to reference it, most of the time, let's say you might have a knee pain or a foot pain, but that's where it ends up being targeted to. And with this device, I'm able to actually search, find where it's coming from, and treat where it's coming from.
I've actually gone through that treatment process, and it's pretty incredible. And it's FDA approved.
Yes, it is.
And the gentleman that was just talking before, Radio Ron, you've been a patient over there.
I've not only been, I'm a current patient, and I have to say that I have firsthand experienced several positive effects from this unique and innovative technology. And James, you'll have a unit on site and be giving people sample treatments so that you can see what it is. It's kind of like, at first you think it's kind of like a TENS unit. It's an electrical. Exactly. There's pads that go on you, but James is kind of I consider James to be an artiste, because it's really up to the therapist to kind of craft your treatment. And I have to say that whether it's been my knees or on my most recently been getting my back treated, no two treatments are the same. He'll always kind of work with you to see where you're having trouble and look at his notes. He takes meticulous notes of every session that you're with, because it is really kind of a craft, James, I have to say. And it's part of that I think gives you the overall treatment. It's a unique type of electric therapy.
Absolutely. And most of the things out there are what we call alternating current, and it's surface current, whereas ARP Wave is deep and it's direct current. So it will be 3D. It will penetrate deep into your muscles.
I know that.
Bob might too, but
I do.
And but the best part is it finds the origin, and we treat the origin and get people out of pain permanently.
FDA approved, and you don't have to take medications that metabolize themselves in your organs, in your body, and do all kinds of disruptions to yourself.
You can avoid surgery.
Good stuff. Got a little AC/DC taking us out of the first segment.
Right.
James, will you be around to stick around just for a minute or two in the second one?
Absolutely.
All right, because I want to finish that off with just a little bit. You're listening to Health Futures Taking Stock in You. I'm your host, Bob Roth. I have got a studio full of people here today, and if you didn't hear the plug before, we got the Financial Fest coming up tomorrow morning. Ron, what time does it start?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Right here in Scottsdale. It's free. Go to financialfest.com or just show up tomorrow.
Stick around. We're down one segment. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm certified financial planner Nancy Fleming, and did you know a fellow woman named Elizabeth Maggie created the Landlord's Game to help her friends feel the unfairness of land grabbing while having fun? Like most women, we have a more encompassing attitude about our world. We approach our financial well-being as a means to an end. We ask more questions. We match our investment choices closely with our goals. That's how I do it. If that's how you do it, then accept this invitation for my complimentary retirement roadmap by calling 480-632-8770. Elizabeth's game was changed to Monopoly. Keep your game true by calling me, Nancy Fleming, at 480-632-8770 or text the word RETIRE to 33222. That's the word RETIRE to 33222.
Fleming Financial Services, Inc. is a registered investment advisor offering advisory services in the state of Arizona and in other jurisdictions where exempt registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training.
Hi, Solar Sandy here. Currently, you're buying expensive power from your power company, paying fees, taxes, and all kinds of charges for your electricity. I want you to save money on a bill you're already spending too much on, and it's going to keep going up. To get saving with solar, fill out my kilowatt worksheet, and then I come to your house to show you how many panels you need and how much PYOP, producing your own power, will save you. No more high electric bills. It's really quite simple. Now you produce your own power and pay less for it. Go to my website, that's AskSolarSandy.com.
Are you purchasing a home or looking to refinance? Confused about mortgages or the process of getting a mortgage? You're in luck. Joe Capitano, Senior Vice President with Homeowners Financial Group, will bring his 27 years of experience specifically to coach and educate you. Listen every Wednesday at 1 p.m. for his extensive knowledge in terms you will understand. Welcome Joe and the JoeLoans.com Hour. Online at JoeLoans.com. That's JoeLoans.com.
Kronos, providing HR solutions for the modern workforce and the people who support them. Learn more at Kronos.com/HR Swagger.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress Home Care Solutions, Bob Roth.
Welcome back. You're listening to Health Futures, Taking Stock in You. I'm your host, Bob Roth. If you're just tuning in, we're on our second segment. We've got James Helmuth here. He's with the Arizona Pain Clinic. And we've also got Julie and Jared Brassfield, and they're with Onyx Body Wellness. And we only have a couple more minutes here with James, and we've been talking about the Financial Fest, which is coming up tomorrow over at the Embassy Suites in Scottsdale. And James is going to be there. He's going to be giving and offering free treatments. But, you know, what I wanted to do is ask, you know, what is someone going to see if they come to your booth, James, tomorrow?
Okay, they'll be able to experience what ARPWave does. I'll be able to do a little search to show them, you know, hopefully they got, if they have some pain, I'll be able to do a little search, show them where the origin is coming, and
cool.
Treat that. And as you know, you felt it.
Oh, so, I did. And by the way, he was treating my knee, and he was down somewhere on my foot.
Right.
And it was unbelievable.
That's
I mean,
right.
It wasn't even close to the knee. But when he started the treatment, I could feel it in the knee. That was just amazing.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, my motto is no drugs, no surgery, and it's a permanent solution. So if you have pain, come see me tomorrow at the Financial Fest and see how it feels and get the experience.
We're going all day tomorrow from 8 to 4. You can sign up at financialfest.com, and it's right there at Embassy Suites Conference Center. And if you do want to reach James, you can reach him at 602-524-9022. If you want to learn more about the ARPWave, go to ArizonaPainClinic.com. James, I can't thank you enough for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Bob. And
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
There you go.
Absolutely. And to you, our listeners, you could see him tomorrow, too. Free treatments, and you get to see exactly what the ARP wave is, the ARP wave.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. So I'm going to punt it over. How do you like that football metaphor, you know? It's not even football season, but we're getting really excited. We got Kyler Murray here, who's going to be our quarterback for the Cardinals. We got hope this year, so you never, ever know. But I want to punt it over, there you go, to Julie Brassfield. She's with Onyx Body Wellness, and I'm not familiar with Onyx Body Wellness, but I know that you're going to be there tomorrow, and you are associated here with Money Radio Studios, so please tell us a little bit about Onyx Body.
Okay, so we're located in North Scottsdale at Scottsdale and Thunderbird, and we have a lot of the same philosophy as James did in like natural healing. So getting your body to sort of heal itself and get in the process of eliminating pain and inflammation. And we do that with lots of different modalities, frequencies. We have infrared therapy, heat therapy. We do a lot of detoxing and cellular detoxing and improving circulation.
No drugs, no surgery.
That's right. I'll tell you one thing that we have done this year, which we're a big believer in, is we've really added a pretty big CBD product list to our retail because it is natural and it does really do a very good job.
Well, you know what? The benefits have been phenomenal.
Amazing.
My father has been using CBD oils and has been getting great
yeah,
relief.
And we find that it goes hand in hand because a lot of people really inflammation and, you know, this recurring chronic, you know, Ron can tell you, right? I mean, you've sought out these alternative healing modalities yourself because sometimes traditional things don't work and you kind of got to think outside the box.
Julie, is the CBD products you have both topical as well
Correct.
as...
we do.
Okay, but is it also... I've seen some where you actually ingest...
Yeah, drops.
Yes.
We have topical.
Do they work in combo, or is it just...
They do, because sometimes you got to hit it from the outside and you got to hit it from the inside.
Okay.
And Jared really is really good in that. And we currently have several companies, and one that we're going to really showcase tomorrow because we are Financial Fest and we are Arizona Small Businesses, is a local business called Wellfora, and they're all organic. Say something else about it, Jared. So that
about Wellfora?
Yeah.
No, they're local.
We like local.
Yeah, they're actually based out of Peoria.
Organic?
Yeah, they are organic.
Full spectrum?
Full spectrum means you're getting all of CBD as well as all of the other compounds inside of the THC plant or inside of the marijuana plant, excluding THC. Obviously, it has to be legal. But yeah, Wellfora is really cool. It's, I think, the best one right now.
How do people overcome, you know, there's I've been familiar with CBD products, but there are so many.
Yes.
And I think that there's a general public perception that there's an inconsistency of effectiveness throughout the chain. How does somebody decide or know which products are actually legitimate and work and which ones are more of a placebo?
Yeah. And I also think too is that, you know, because we're in that area, right, of health and wellness, I'm going to say, we've sort of kind of done the research for our customers ourselves. So we certainly are not going to have something in there that we're not personally going to do ourselves. And it's not, and I'm not throwing down on anything, but it's not like going into a smoke shop and getting a bottle of something that's, you know, selling other things too. I mean, we've really honed in on products that are going to get the results that we know that our customers need, and obviously we're working with them on a daily basis, and so they trust us, and I think they trust us to know that we've done our research to bring them the best thing. It's not like you got to guess. If we're recommending something, it's because we believe it's the best thing that we have for them.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, you know, I mentioned my dad, but we had a client that was suffering from some neuropathy in her feet, and she was using the topical CBD oil, and amazing. I mean, can wear her shoes and not be in pain. It really is phenomenal what the products can do.
And I think our goal, too, at Onyx is we get a lot of people, and sometimes it's several prescriptions to kind of do something. And if we can eliminate, I think, one thing, sometimes it's a benefit for our body. I mean, you know, it really is. If you can substitute one natural.
Yeah, we all need so much work, you know. If you come in, if you go anywhere to see James or you come to see us, there's going to be so many things you can change about your lifestyle, and it overwhelms people. So that we always went into everything saying, like, just try and change one thing.
Right.
You know, get rid of one thing. There could be 1,000 things that we all need to change, but changing one thing is a good start.
You know, Bob, and a lot of people might say, well, why are companies like these at Financial Fest? If you look at the type of people that are Money Radio listeners, a lot of us are baby boomers. We're right there in the age range. We're developing aches and pains, and yet at the same time, we're more active. We're trying to live longer, live healthier. And so the Financial Fest event not only covers your financial wellness, but it covers your wellness. And so these companies are a fit for this event. And I'm excited that we have a number of companies such as Cypress, such as Onyx Body Wellness and ARPWave, Arizona Pain Clinic, to be there when there's an audience there that are going to be very interested in these topics.
Let me tell you something. Staying healthy and looking at your health now is the best financial decision that you can make, because they say we work our entire life to save, so we kind of put off our health to create wealth. And then as soon as we get wealth, we would pay any amount of money to have our health back. And so if you just would invest a little bit now, you are literally going to be at least able to enjoy all that hard work that you did when you finally have the time to retire or travel. How many stories do you hear where someone, right, has gained all this financial wealth, and what do you hear? All of a sudden they got sick.
So true.
It is.
You know, you mentioned it. You know, we baby boomers, we go at it hard. We are drivers. We work hard. We've learned that from our parents who did the same. And you're so right, Julie. We got to take better care of ourselves. I just lost a friend a couple of days ago. She retired last month. And she had a massive stroke, fell, hit her head, and less than 24 hours gone.
I'm telling you, it's really something that we really need to think about, because as I'm saying, you have all this and you say, when I reach this goal, right, or this X amount of dollars, or when I get this promotion, I'm going to then start enjoying. And sometimes we get to that point and we've put off the aches and pains or the shortness of the breath or the knee that's hurting. And all of a sudden you want to enjoy your life. And next thing you know, you're 5 days a week trying to get there, It just doesn't even financially make sense.
Are you going to have any samples?
We are. I'm going to let Jared tell you what we're going to do there.
I know what booth I'm going to.
Me too. My knees are killing me, by the way.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Beamer treatments there.
Beamer. Wow, I've heard a lot about Beamer.
So
tell me what Beamer treatment is.
She would be better to say, but I think it's FDA.
It is.
A medical device from Germany. Mm-hmm. And you lay on a pad, I guess, looks like a roll-up camping mat that you would sleep under your sleeping bag.
Uh-huh.
And you lay on it for 8 minutes, and it does a whole host of benefits for you.
Does it hurt?
You can't. Some people claim they can feel it, but you can't really feel that anything happens.
I'm beaming up, Scotty, tomorrow for sure.
Well, and Bob, I'm fortunate enough to get the double whammy of therapy, because I get Beamer treatments as well as my ARPWave treatments.
Uh-huh.
And I usually get them consecutive. I go right from the ARPWave treatment to 8 to 16 minutes on the Beamer. And you can't feel it.
Yeah, so
you lie
can't.
there, and I guess it's calming, but maybe it's just because you're lying. But I've talked to so many people that swear by its effectiveness, and to me, it's like the full effect, and if it's great that we're going to have these wonderful technologies there for people to sample, so that they can get direct exposure to this at Financial Fest tomorrow.
And both of them, whether we're talking about Arizona Pain Clinic and with James, as well as Julie and Onyx Body Wellness, both are FDA approved. They both are non-surgical.
A New York man has been charged with plotting an attack on New York's Times Square using grenades and guns. Correspondent Bryn Gingras has the latest.
He expressed this high interest in wanting to take a terrorist activity. Wanted to either do it in Washington, D.C. against a senior government law official, or he wanted to do it in New York City. He talked about wanting to buy grenades or a suicide vest.
The suspect, identified as 22-year-old Ashquel Alam of New York. President Trump tweets NASA shouldn't spend time returning to the moon, but should be Mars-bound. Prior to his tweet, Westwood One's Michael Toscano spoke with space station astronaut Anne McClain.
Why the moon? Why Mars? Why explore? And I think through the history of humans, we have always had a propensity to explore. We went across lands, we went across waters, we took to flight, and now we take to outer space.
She wonders what mankind would be without exploration. On Wall Street, the Dow was up 310 points. I'm Mike Moss.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-461-4545. That's 800-461-4545. 800-461-4545. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
If you can get a signal on your smartphone, then you can listen live to Money Radio. Download our app for free and never miss a moment of the great advice.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. What a difference a day makes in these markets. But will you be on the right side from one day to the next? Market volatility is the time when you need to remain the most rational about your investment decisions. Yet it is the time when investors become the most emotional and often make devastating choices. So if you need some help, dial pound 250 on your cell phone, use the keyword TALK to Mo, and ask for your free report on coping with market volatility. You can also make an appointment to meet with me for a free portfolio review. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, talk to Mo, and get your free report, Coping with Market Volatility. Ask for your free portfolio review also.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Hi, Solar Sandy here. Currently, you're buying expensive power from your power company, paying fees, taxes, and all kinds of charges for your electricity. I want you to save money on a bill you're already spending too much on, and it's going to keep going up. To get saving with solar, fill out my kilowatt worksheet, and then I come to your house to show you how many panels you need and how much PYOP, producing your own power, will save you. No more high electric bills. It's really quite simple. Now you produce your own power and pay less for it. Go to my website, that's AskSolarSandy.com.
Are you purchasing a home or looking to refinance? Confused about mortgages or the process of getting a mortgage? You're in luck. Joe Capitano, Senior Vice President with Homeowners Financial Group, will bring his 27 years of experience specifically to coach and educate you. Listen every Wednesday at 1 p.m. for his extensive knowledge in terms you will understand. Welcome Joe and the JoeLoans.com Hour. Online at JoeLoans.com. That's JoeLoans.com. Napa Auto Parts has the expertise and parts you need to help keep your car on the road no matter how many miles it has. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
I'm Jim Chesko with Your Money Now. Stocks remained broadly and sharply higher here in the session's final hour after a much weaker than expected May jobs report led to increased speculation of a summer interest rate cut. The Dow Industrials are up 293 points. The Nasdaq Composite has leaped 130. The S&P is up 32. Citing challenging business conditions, FedEx is eliminating its annual bonus payments for the current year. A public filing indicates the bonus won't be available to anyone, including executives. It's believed that fiscal 2009 was the last time the delivery giant scrapped bonuses. Credit Suisse notes that FedEx has struggled with integrating a European acquisition, executive turnover, and an evolving parcel delivery space. Oil futures posted solid gains again today. July crude up 2.6%. In case you missed it, today is National Donut Day, and there are lots of deals to be had. Dunkin' will give you a donut of your choice with the purchase of a beverage. Krispy Kreme will give you a donut for free, no purchase necessary, one for customer. You can even get a free glazed donut at Walmart. That's Your Money Now.
The clock is ticking.
Every day you put off buying life insurance can cost you big time. The older you get, the more you'll have to pay. And a sudden accident or unexpected illness could cause your rates to skyrocket or even make you uninsurable. Beat the clock. Call SelectQuote now. No hassle, no obligation. In minutes, you'll have a choice of your best rates from up to 10 highly rated life insurance companies. Richard, 40 years old, takes meds to control his cholesterol. Still, SelectQuote got him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. Under $1 a day. Don't risk your family's security another minute. Get your free quote now. Just call 800-569-2121. That's 800-569-2121. 800-569-2121. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health issuing company.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress Home Care Solutions, Bob Roth.
Welcome back. You're listening to Health Futures, Taking Stock in You. I'm your host, Bob Roth, and it is the second half here of our show today. I do apologize. We got cut off there on the first half, just a little technical challenge we had, but we're back here live from the Scottsdale Air Park. I've got in the studio, I've got Ron Cohen. He is the owner of Money Radio Studios, and I've also got two folks here from Onyx Body Wellness. I've got Julie and Jared Brassfield. And before we get started, I wanted Ron just to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a big event happening right here in Scottsdale.
Well, yes, Bob. For those of you tuning in, it's our annual Financial Fest event, and it's tomorrow at the Embassy Suites Conference Center in Scottsdale and Chaparral. It's just off the 101. It's and you'll see the signs for it. It's free. It's from 8 to 4.
You can stay to 5 if you like.
Well, some people like to, that's for sure.
Exactly.
But hey, it's going to be a nice day. It'll be a hot day, but it'll be nice and cool inside, air conditioned. There's food and beverage available for sale, and you can come for an hour, come for the whole day. You can register to win a trip while you're there to Costa Rica. It's 5 days, 4 nights with airfare, hotel transportation, some excursions. We've talked to others that have taken this trip. It's absolutely beautiful. One of our exhibitors is providing that, the Costa Rica team. And we'd love to see you show up.
And we also have a couple of healthcare companies that are going to be there. The gentleman that was here earlier, his name is James Helmuth, and he's got a company called Arizona Pain Clinic. He's going to be here, and as are these two fine folks that I've got in the studio. I've got Jared and Julie Brassfield from Onyx Wellness, and they're going to be there as well. And when we left off at the second half, before we got cut off completely, we were talking about this thing called Beamer.
Yes.
And, it is something you just, as Ron described it, it's like a mat, and you just lie down on it, and it does its stuff. I want you to go in a little bit more into details. How long's Beamer been around? What does it do? Sounds really fascinating, and if you're taking orders right now, I'd like to be the first one on tomorrow.
Well, Beamer is a 21-year company out of Germany. It's been in the United States about 4 or 5 years, where I'd say that was more recognizable, more people kind of, had maybe heard the name or heard of someone laying on one. And it is actually a biophysical proven application that activates our own body to heal itself. It does that by engaging your microcirculation. So 75% of our blood is held in microcirculation, and actually we receive an electrical impulse from the earth. And there's a lot of talk, a big buzzword now, sometimes in this like natural healing realm, is grounding, right? And they say that because it's really good to be in contact with the earth, and the earth has a pulse and a pulse, and we receive that pulse, and it does something for us. And we're sort of removing ourselves from that. Unfortunately, we're jamming ourselves of other frequencies and cell phones and computer screens and things that weren't happening, 50, 100 years ago.
And, I just did a quick search. There's a lot of stuff on the internet. And I know they always say step away from Dr. Google.
Yeah.
But it's all real positive about Beamer. I mean, I don't see anything questioning.
We're
this.
electrical beings. Our last guest, your last guest as well, right?
Right.
Clearly, we are just all frequencies.
We're frequencies and circuits.
That's it. And so if there's a little glitch in the system, sometimes incorporating the frequency that's missing or the little electrical impulse is going to have a very positive, natural effect on our bodies.
You know, and one of the common themes with these technologies is the importance of hydration and the alkaline content. And so I've learned a whole new area of.
I see you drinking Arrowhead.
Well, it's
no, but seriously, that James says that has the most alkaline out of any bottled water.
Absolutely, and you can actually taste the difference. And I know it's a little bit more expensive, but there's something to the conductivity of being hydrated and having enough water in your body, and I'm sure that works truly for the beamer.
Absolutely. That's
therapy.
one thing that we do is we say, "Did you drink a lot?" And when they leave, we make sure that they have water when they go.
Proper hydration is key.
Well, and I do know people, and I've got a neighbor of mine that has alkaline put into his water. I mean, he has that
system,
so he can get the pH up, so that he can, increase the connectivity of his connections in his body.
Yeah, and I think that we don't really realize, actually, even here in this state, but we need a lot of water. I mean, just for the whole purpose of keeping ourselves hydrated, and a lot of who knows, maybe a lot of more pain and inflammation is just because we're really not releasing, and we focus on more than just obviously this therapy here. We really believe in increasing circulation and really helping your body detox. So
Julie, I'm curious because I have tried the Beamer. I'm on it on a regular basis, but for specific ailments, give us some examples of the type of things that have been able to be successfully treated, and how many sessions, how long does it take?
Well, a treatment itself is between 8 and 16 minutes. Sometimes I go up to 24 minutes if someone has a chronic discomfort. So we have people who enjoy it for sleep deprivation, for migraines, inflammation, lower back discomfort,
open wounds,
heals
open wounds.
Yeah, very good. I mean, it's just, again, all that this does is stimulate our own body to heal itself. So the page would be open as to what. I mean, I've had people their cholesterol's better. So many things. I can't even tell you.
So when we were talking at the halftime, Jared, you'd mentioned about somebody in their foot. And, was that through this?
That was with the Beamer, yeah.
Oh, all right. So, obviously for, health protected information, give as much information you can about this person and what they were dealing with and how Beamer helped them.
So he came in because his daughter worked close, and it was just like, we're just like, hey, just lay on it and just see if it helps you. He had some problems with his foot, with a toe, the second from the left toe. Like not the big one, but next to it.
Right.
And he told us that his doctor told him that he was going to have to get the whole front part of his foot amputated because of
poor circulation.
There we go. Poor circulation.
Was he a diabetic?
He has neuropathy.
He has neuropathy.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he was a diabetic, but he did have neuropathy.
Sure.
So he came in for the better part of a month, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And after about that month, he told us he came in like. After 10 treatments, 12 treatments, he came in and said, hey, I just canceled my surgery with my doctor. I actually don't have to get my foot amputated anymore.
Isn't that incredible?
It is, yeah.
It's hard to believe we're down 3 segments.
It is.
And for those fans that love The Who, anyone here?
Yeah, of course.
You know the name of the song?
No.
Teenage Wasteland.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's called
Baba O'Reilly. There you go. A little Baba O'Reilly taking us out. Most people think it is Teenage Wasteland.
That's why I'm in spoken word.
Well, listen, you've been listening to Health Futures Taking Stock in You. I'm your host, Bob Roth. I've got Julie Brassfield here in the studio. I've got Jared Brassfield. I can't thank you guys enough for being here in the studio with us. Come on down to Financial Fest and you can meet with them directly.
Get yourself a treatment.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Are you sick and tired of hearing, don't buy an annuity until you've spoken to the so-called experts? If so, call 800-957-5604, extension 200, to learn the concept of a principal-protected, low-cost, new generation annuity and the various options. Listen to Secured Financial Solutions every Monday and Thursday at 1 p.m. on this station to prevent a derailed retirement and from purchasing the wrong annuity, especially the high-risk, high-fee variable annuity and complex proprietary index annuities. Secured Financial Solutions will help you understand the difference between true stated guarantees and non-guaranteed returns. Call 800-957-5604, extension 200, and visit dreamretire.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Virtue Capital Management, LLC, VCM, and Registered Investment Advisor. VCM and Secured Financial Solutions, LLC are independent of each other. Annuities are insurance products backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insuring insurance company. Information provided is not intended as tax or legal advice and should not be relied on as such. You are encouraged to seek tax or legal advice from an independent professional.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher here with a story I think you all love and respect. You know, many times we hear about fathers turning the family business over to their sons, but it's not every day we hear about the daughters who end up running the family business. We are lucky here in the Valley as we have that very story with the Lund Mortgage Team. Let me introduce you to my friend, the CEO of the Lund Mortgage Team, Lisa Lund.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Lisa, your dad, Stan, was one of the best in the mortgage business and started the company when you were just a young girl. How proud are you today to own the Lund Mortgage Team?
I'm extremely proud and honored. I was able to work with my father side by side for 16 years before he unfortunately passed away in 2014. In that time, he taught me how to run a business with honesty and integrity. My dad believed in handshakes, face-to-face interaction, and most importantly, putting the client first. Today, the Lund Mortgage Team continues to carry on this personal touch. My family would love to help your family with any of your mortgage needs.
Family owned and operated. Call the Lund Mortgage Team today, 623-875-9940.
Hi, Gary Kay here. Get my take on the market and where it's headed live and in person at the Financial Fest on June 8th at the Embassy Suites in North Scottsdale Road. See you all there.
Now back to Health Futures, taking stock in you. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call 602-264-8009. Now, here's your host, Cypress Home Care Solutions, Bob Roth.
Welcome back. You're listening to Health Futures, taking stock in you. You got a little lover boy taking us into the fourth segment. If you missed the first three segments, you can catch them up on our website at cypresshomecare.com. Click on the media button, third button down's radio show. We've been bringing you shows here for 6 years now, so we got over about 300 broadcasts that you can catch there. You can catch the first three segments. We had James Helmuth. He was with Arizona Pain Clinic, and we just had Jared and Julie Brassfield from Onyx Body, both Onyx Body Wellness, and both are going to be at Financial Fest. And I've got Ron Cohen here in the studio, and he is the owner of the Money Radio Studios, but he also is the host of Financial Fest. It's been around for how long? I want you to talk a little bit about its history, how it came to be, and why you, our listening audience, should be there tomorrow. There's not a whole lot going on here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's going to be hot, but this is going to be indoor. You're going to have air conditioning, and you can visit with Julie and Jared and James.
And Cypress Home Care.
And Cypress Home Care. We can talk about how we can care for your loved ones, your peeps out there that just need maybe just a little extra care at home, and keep them home safe. Make sure that they are doing their activities of daily living, primarily eating, dressing, bathing, taking their medications at the right time.
Bring them to Financial Fest.
Yes.
Get them out walking around.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, Bob, Financial Fest, this is the 26th year. And I've spent, this has been really fun the last couple of days because there's a lot of work that goes into us every year. And we get to the week of the event, and if everything goes right, we've done most of our work preparation. And so the last couple of days, we've felt like we're really prepared for this. And then I spent some time going on both radio stations, on the Fanatic as well as Money Radio. And for those of you that know, we do have a second station, a sister station here, 1580 The Fanatic. It's also on 99.3 and 95.9 FM. And
studios right across the hall.
The studios right across the hall, and I was on a couple of those shows there. The Fanatic will be broadcasting live, actually, on Saturday from 6 a.m. all the way up till 11 a.m. with a variety of our shows. And, the Money Radio and all of our hosts and most of our hosts and our guests and our clients and our advertisers, and hopefully you, the listeners, will be there as well. And we did start that event back in 1992. Some of you listening today hopefully remember that. I know that there'll be people that tomorrow that were at the very first Financial Fest. We kind of
where was that first?
We
fest?
fell upon it. It was at Christown Mall, the old Christown. I don't even know if Christown Mall is even there anymore.
I don't think so.
But this is at 19th Avenue, Bethany Home. And the quick story on that is that I got a call one day. The station was barely 2 years old, and I got a call from one of the hosts on the weekends of a national show. His name was Don McDonald. And we knew he had a good show, but we didn't know if we had any listeners at all back in those days. We were really a fledgling little radio station. And Don told me that he had to come out to Phoenix to see a client, and he wanted to use our studios to do his live nationwide Saturday show from. And I said, I can't have you at our studios. If you say that on the air, we'll get overrun, hopefully, with people. So let me put you somewhere. And lo and behold, we were able to find this mall that'll set up a stage and some seating for about 100 people, or maybe it was a couple hundred. And they allowed us to let some of our advertisers come and set up a table. So we kind of ringed this stage with the seating with a number of our clients. And we promoted it on the radio station. And lo and behold, the day came and we had about 500 or 1,000 people.
Wow.
And it was a defining moment for this radio station.
I think they call it Spectrum Mall now, and Costco's there. Was Costco there back then?
Costco was not there back then.
Yeah, so I mean, they got a Target there, or Costco, so it's really changed. But 26 years ago, and you guys were in the radio business just for a couple years back then. When did you start? It was like 89, 90?
We just hit our 30th year anniversary in December of this past year. So
30
1988.
years.
We signed on the air, and we're still doing this. Radio's it's an interesting medium that most people are listening to radio more than ever now, and that's the good news. We've always been niche radio, so we've always been this specialized station that's not in the mainstream, and many of our listeners, listen to us and listen to other stations, but this is a special thing. There's very few independent owners left in the business, and I'm one of them, and I appreciate all the people that support this radio station. Coming to Financial Fest tomorrow is a way of you showing your support for the radio station.
And I just want to go back to 1988, December.
Yes.
Money Radio, which was then called KFNN, Financial News. You were the first, weren't you, in the financial news segment? I mean, you talk about niche. Were you the first to do that?
We were one of the first, if not the first in the country, to do a financial type of format. And we now, 30 years later, are the longest locally owned and operated radio station. Somehow I just have nothing else to do every day other than continue doing radio. But we've got a great staff. We've got a great following. We have we really enjoy continuing to do this, continuing to meet with people.
And great programming, and like Health Futures.
Like Health Futures. And, Bob, it's been great. 6 years, it kind of seems like it's been just a blink of an eye.
I can't believe it. And every week I'm like, okay, am I going to put together a show? And miraculously, we pull it off. And not only do we pull it off, we put together some great content for our listeners.
And, that's the great thing about this format is that there's always something you're going to find and you're going to learn something. And so Financial Fest is just an extension of that. There will be companies in the healthcare space. There will be companies that are B2B, such as, so for you business owners, there'll be sign makers there, or there'll be some payroll type companies, but most of the companies are going to be in the financial planning, the investment opportunity, insurance, retirement planning sector. A lot of our seminars that go off and our presentations will be in a variety of subjects. You can go to financialfest.com. You can click on the event schedule tab. That's going to show you both at a glance summary of the seminars, and then you can click on the times, and that will give you more detail of each of these presentations that will go on pretty much all day from 8 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m.
I also see another healthcare company that's going to be there. I actually know the CEO and president. You had pinged me about him, so he's actually speaking and exhibiting BioX Skincare too. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the company per se, but some of these unique technologies are really more about new opportunities. And I think that particular company is going to be maybe showcasing an opportunity to invest in that new technology. But we have a company there that's is a leader in gaming technologies. Again, these are either publicly traded companies or companies that are emerging stocks or opportunities for private fundraising that they're doing. And it's going to be a fun day. There's going to be food available for the attendees. The parking is right there. They can come for an hour. They can come for the whole day. We're going to go to financialfest.com to register. We're going to be cutting that registration off later this afternoon, but you can just come to the event. Bring your friends. Bring your family. You know, one of the things, Bob, I always tell the attendees is that every year I ask them to bring somebody under 40 with them. Because you tend to have people like us, right, baby boomers, and we know that the younger people really could benefit from getting some of this information and education. So if any of you listeners are looking to help this radio station and looking to actually help your friends and your family, you owe it to yourself to bring your children, your cousins, your friends, particularly the young ones that might benefit from learning some of this information earlier than they normally do.
You know, you mentioned parking, and I've gone to a number of events there. And, you know, one of the hardest things to do, especially when it's 102 degrees outside, is make that big schlep from the parking lot over to wherever your destination is. And the nice thing about the Embassy Suites is the parking's right there. I mean, literally, you know, you might have maybe 20 to 50 paces to get inside the door.
We really like this event because it's self-contained. You don't really go through the hotel area. In fact, if you're coming off the 101 and going westbound on Chaparral, there's a Chaparral exit at 101, and you can just drive about a mile and a half
to Scottsdale Road.
And you don't even have to get to Scottsdale Road. The entrance is just the first entrance in. You're going to see flags. You're going to see Financial Fest signs. Follow those signs to Financial Fest, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. You'll learn a few things.
So you mentioned financialfest.com. That's where you sign up. I also saw that you have a chance to win a trip for two to Costa Rica.
That's right. That's right.
Trip to two. Is that all by just signing up? You get named, or you get your name put in, or?
Well, there'll be registration forms for the trip itself. So you can register and save some time and register for the event online. But when you come to the actual event tomorrow, and you do want to enter the drawing for the 5-day, 4-night trip for two to Costa Rica, you will have to enter that registration as well.
Well, you know what? I've never been there, but I heard it's really nice.
I've talked to others. Ken Morgan, our morning host of Business for Breakfast, has actually been there. Sinclair No has been there before.
There you go.
A few of the people have, and I hear the property is just fabulous, oceanfront. And, after this, I think I'll need a vacation. So who knows where I'll go.
Well, Ron, it's awesome having you here on the show. You've been listening to Health Futures, taking stock in you. Come to Financial Fest tomorrow. Make it a great day. Have a great weekend.
There's no place like home. You've been listening to Bob Roth's Health Futures. If you have questions about your own or your loved one's future health care, call Cypress Home Care Solutions at 602-264-8009. That's 602-264-8009. Or visit cypresshomecare.com. Be sure to join Health Futures with Bob Roth every Friday at noon, right here on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Staying out of the market is the most dangerous thing you can do for your financial future.
If you continue to spend like a drunken sailor, you're going to run out of money. That's the reality. This is not poker. This is your financial future.
It's helpful financial food for thought on your drive home with a host who tells it like it is. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Catch Market Wrap on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 Monday through Friday at 5 p.m.
Engineers have come up with some exciting technology. For example, the off-road industry now has the world's first intelligent suspension system. Found on the Polaris RZR XP Turbo EPS Dynamics Edition, it's smart enough to monitor critical driver and vehicle inputs, continuously adjust each individual shock on the fly, and provide both a plush ride and high performance. A 7-inch display indicates the suspension status so riders have real-time control. More about off-road vehicles is at Polaris.com.
The station that talks about your money. Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM is KFNN Mesa.